Somebody is saying the lean, that's why I'm over retarded. Baby, welcome to the party. Huh? I hit the boy up and then I go skating a Rari. Baby, welcome to the party. Bitch, I'm a thot. Give me lit. Gun on my head. One in the head. Baby. Baby, don't trip. Just lower your tone. Cause you be getting through like that in my system. I get your body. Next day I forget it. Nigga tried to score the body. And that's when it came. I was just with him. Yeah. Be on my villain niggas, on my villain niggas, on my killing niggas as a kid. Since a younger nigga, I've been drilling niggas, mom, so I stuck into my ways. Nobody ever gave me shit with this big chip, I had to get paid. And it's 10K to go and stay. And you know the streets getting lit. Baby, welcome to the
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Bat. I'm Hefe Picks. He's Alpha Dog Bets, but we are joined with two special guests. Not one, but two. It's a Friday. We have to give the viewers what they want. We got Dead Prez in the building. We got Joe's Picks in the building. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for today's show. It's a Friday. How's everybody doing? Alpha, what up?
Boys, it's a big Friday. Lot going on this weekend. We have NBA official playoff action, but before we get into that, we got a beautiful day of baseball ahead of us. Joe's Picks. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate you. Dad, how we doing?
Looking forward to talking some baseball today.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Dad, in the car cam, back together again. It's been a minute since we've been on camera together.
I know, I missed you, so I had to come on today. But yeah, excited to get into the MLB slate with you boys and break it down.
All right. We'll do a really quick recap of yesterday before we move on to today. Let's see. Anything that stood out to anybody yesterday? For me, I can't believe the A's took it from the Rays in the early game. That was surprising, especially after they've been struggling with them all weekend long. They lost the series. I mean, the A's are a team that are trying to sell their players like on an everyday basis, like their grocery store. And so for them to take 2 out of 3 against the Rays, I just thought that was the crazy one. And the other takeaway I have yesterday is, are we going to see a good Shohei Ohtani at any point this year? Or is this what he is? Because he did not look sharp last night. Alpha, anything from yesterday's games that you took away?
You hit the hammer on the head with Ohtani. It's definitely concerning seeing how he's come out and started this season, but we're still early on. I wouldn't be, in panic mode quite yet. One thing I want to talk about is we talked a lot about the Yankees game yesterday. We all know 2 of the hosts on the show are Yankees fans, so we tend to talk about them. But Luis Severino pitched an absolute gem. We discussed yesterday. It was huge for him to get it rolling. Glad to see him back on the right track. Hope it continues. Joey, I know you had a couple interesting plays yesterday. Which one stuck out to you the most?
Yeah, the Rockies game was interesting. The Rockies are usually really good at home. This year, they've started out really good at home against the Dodgers, but the story of the season so far is the Cubs to me. The Cubs have looked really good against a lot of different opponents. Story of the season and story of yesterday is the Cubs for me with how good they've looked so far.
Dad, anything you took from yesterday's MLB?
Yeah, not happy with the Rays either. I was on them yesterday. The run line 1.5, that was dead early in the game. But, also, like you mentioned, Ohtani getting lit up. Obviously, an early concern there for the Angels. I was also on the Rockies and the Yankees, so I'm happy about the Yankees there late night. But, Rockies let me down. They had a couple chances. That base running error, I know Joe almost broke the treadmill about that one. But, hopefully nothing was broken in that game.
Yeah, guys. Wow, crazy stuff, man. All right. Without further ado, man in the back, start it up for us. What do we got? Twins, Red Sox. We're skipping the first day game, guys. If you don't know, Mets, Diamondbacks. There's some COVID stuff kind of in the air over there with the Mets. Unknown who's playing, who's not. So we're totally staying away from that game, and I urge you as a bettor to stay away from that game too. So we're going to take it into the Sox game today. I believe it's their home open. It's their home opener. They got the Twins in town. Alpha, starting with you. Anything on this game? What are we looking at?
Yeah, guys, let's take a look here. We have Joe Ryan pitching against Nick Pivetta. Neither pitcher had a great first start. Pivetta's 0-1 with a near 6.5 ERA. Only had 4 Ks, but did give up 3 walks and 2 homers. So that's not a good stat line there. Excuse me. Joe Ryan also did not have a good first game. He also had 4 walks. I lean the over in this matchup, guys. I know I'm a big under better, but I think over 10 in this one is the play. It's at minus 105. You can get that on FanDuel. I think we're going to see runs. I think we're going to see runs early as well. As I said, both pitchers have struggled. Give me the over. Joe, any action on this one for you?
Yeah, I actually do have a 1-unit play on this. I'm going to be on Red Sox first 5 money line at minus 115. One of the line indicators that I look for in MLB is where starters have a higher ERA than the other starter, but are favorites. I know they've only had 1 start, but it's still applied in all the games so far. Pivetta looked really bad in his first game. Ryan looked okay, gave up some early runs, and then kind of settled in. But I think the Red Sox are going to have just an offensive onslaught in their home opener. We saw the Padres go off on Charlie Morton in their home opener last night against the Braves. I think it's going to be a similar type game, so I would lean to the over here as well, but I'm going to be on Red Sox first 5 money line at minus 115.
I like it. I like it.
Prez?
Yeah, I'm with you there as far as the Red Sox go. I'm taking full game on the money line, but I think their team total looks good too. Home opener in Boston. Crowd should be ready to go. And anytime Nick Pivetta is a favorite, I think you have to take it because he's not very good at pitching. So even though he's pretty bad, they're still favorites here today. So I like the Sox on the full game, but I like that first 5 look as well.
I'm totally aligned with you guys. I like the Sox here, home opener. Twins have, even though if you look at the lineup of the Twins, their career against Pivetta is pretty good across the lineup. I still like the Red Sox here. I think their offense will wake up at home. You got the wall there. You got the short porch on the other side. I like the Sox here. Good spots open up the day and start our Jackie Robinson day. Remember, guys, it's Jackie Robinson day. Yep. So big day for the MLB. Energy is going to be high. Stadium is going to be packed. You add that into a home opener. There's going to be so much energy in Fenway today. So I think it's a good Red Sox play. Let me stop us right there. We got so many comments. Oh, my God. I could not get them all. We do. I will just scroll and pick some random ones. King Poppy Sosa, what's up, man? Wear my cup, welcome. Numero uno NEBW. He's talking about the Red Sox opening. He's going. Good
He's a Red Sox fan.
Mexican Jew, Ohtani, a better hitter than a pitcher. I was thinking this last night. Do they ever pull the trigger and say, hey, man, no more pitching for you. You're a hitter from now on? I know it's too early for that. But in my head, I was like, ugh. They're
going to arrest you for that comment. I'm sure you can hear that. They're coming for you for that comment.
Yeah, I hear it. All right, guys, let's move on. What do we got? What's the next game, man in the back? Phillies, Marlins. Marlins got the best. Marlins got the best of Phillies yesterday. And, guys, the Marlins are favorites again today. Elfin on the mound for the Phils. Lopez on the mound for the Marlins. Is this a weird line, or you think this is right? Joe, we'll start with you.
I think the line is probably right, although I do lean to the Phillies today. I think my strongest play for this game, though, is going to be on the first 5 under. We saw last night where Gibson had like a 0 ERA coming off a really good start. Alcantara is always a really good pitcher. And we basically had the same first 5 total. The total was actually higher. It was set at 8 than it is for this game, which I think is an interesting line indicator because those 2 pitchers are much better than Eflin or Lopez in their own right, but yet the total was higher for that game. So I think that's an interesting line indicator. So I'm probably going to be on the first 5 under 4 here. The Marlins offensively have not been very good. They kind of came alive yesterday, scored their first couple of runs. Cooper hit one of the longest home runs I've ever seen on a hanging breaking ball. Kind of woke them up a little bit, but I think they're going to regress back to kind of what they are. They're not really a team who's going to put up 5 to 6 runs a game. I think this is going to be more like a 3-1, 2-1 type game, and my lean would be to the Phillies, but I'm going to be rolling with the first 5 under 4.
Hold on. Where the hell did Dead Prez go? I just looked for him to intro him to his Phillies. He ain't even here for the Phillies game. Now it is the Yankees game. Turn this shitty one. I'm just kidding. Let's take a look at this one, guys. I agree exactly what Joe said. The pitching matchup is key in this one. Eflin had a 0 ERA. He gave up only 2 hits in his first start. Going over to Lopez, Pablo Lopez. He also pitched a great game. Had 6 Ks, only giving up 3 hits. Combined, they have an ERA of 1.8. Both teams have been getting it done, and both teams have been struggling at the plate. I'm taking a little different approach than Joe. I'm taking the full game under at under 7.5. but also like his play on that one as well. So I'm taking the under 7.5. It's an official play for me today. Hefe, what you got?
Listen, the Phillies are coming off a game where they got 4 hits yesterday. The entire game, they got 4 hits. And somehow they got 3.
2 in the first inning. 2
Yeah,
in the first.
Exactly. Great point. So
first 2 batters.
I gotta assume, and I'm seeing Segura's not going again today, but I gotta assume the bats are gonna wake up a little bit more. But I kind of, agree with the both of you guys. I'm gonna take a totally different approach. I'm gonna go with a Nerfy. I'm gonna take NRFI first inning here. Phillies Marlins. I'm going for it. I like the matchups. I see low runs. I see not a lot of hits. The Marlins had a big day in their eyes yesterday. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the Phillies are going to take a little bit of time to wake up today. So I'm going to take a Nerfy here at minus 140 odds on this game. Dead, welcome back. It's like you never left. Phillies, Marlins. You got anything on this one? Hometown little?
Yeah. I got to tell you guys what happened. So my iPhone got too hot. That's why it kicked me off. So that was the first for everything.
Too many locks are giving out. The phone's coming up too hot. They got to stop you.
You're on fire.
Yep. I mean, I guess so. But yeah, no, I like the Phillies bounce back here today in this spot. You know, I think you guys were talking about the line. I think it's fair. Marlins have one of the best rotations actually in baseball, in my opinion. You know, even though they're not a great team, they have a lot of good starters. So Lopez another one, but I think Philly bounces back today. So I'm going to take the Phillies in a bounce back spot on the money line.
I like that.
Dad's on the Phillies. That's a shocker. Very good.
What do we got next, man?
Shocker,
On the back?
right? Yeah.
shocker. Rays, White Sox. Rays coming off of a disappointing series, to say the least. You can't lose 2-3 to a team that's selling off players every day, like the A's are. And today they're in Chicago. They're playing the White Sox. C's on the mound for the Sox. Rasmussen on the mound.
That was tough. Drew
Rasmussen on the mound for the Rays. Guys, is this a White Sox play? Do we keep fading the Rays, or do the Rays bounce back today after a real subpar performance yesterday? Yesterday was a true getaway day for them, so they traveled yesterday to play today. Dad, we'll start with you, man. Anything on this one?
To me, the line's a little off, in my opinion. Like, I think that the White Sox should be a larger favorite here at home. So I'm backing the Rays. I think the Rays get it done, even though they broke my heart back-to-back days. I'll give them one more chance. So I like Tampa in this game.
Joey, what you got?
Yeah, this game is kind of tough. I didn't really have an initial lean either way, but one thing for me is the White Sox always destroy left-handed pitching, and they always struggle against right-handed pitching. It just always seems like that no matter what. We saw them destroy Robbie Ray, and then they got shut down by Logan Gilbert yesterday. Two pitchers on very different ends of the spectrum. My lean for this game would probably be the under. I'm not sure what the total is, probably getting a flat 8. But I would also lean to the Rays here. I think you're just getting good value to fade the White Sox against a right-handed pitcher. And, Kevin Cash and the Rays, they know all the analytics about lefties versus this team. So I've got to assume that they're not going to throw too many lefties out there. So I would take the Rays on the money line in this game.
Alpha?
I like that as well. I think it is a Rays play. Even though Cease did pitch a good first game, Rasmussen didn't look too bad either. He's not a great starter, but I do think that the Rays do a great job of working the count. They should get Cease out of there pretty early in this one. He's a strikeout pitcher, so it does take him a lot of pitches to get through innings because he does go for the strikeout. So they work the count. They get him out relatively early, and the bullpen gets it done. Give me the Rays. Give me it on the money line as well. What's the current odds on it? Plus 110. Plus 110 for me.
Yeah, I love the Rays here, guys. Last year, the Rays were 44-17 as a dog. This is the first time this year that they're a dog. I'm going to roll with them as a dog, and I think they have to get this damn game. You're not going to lose 2-3 against the A's, get embarrassed like you were yesterday, and go into the White Sox and lose this game. They got to have some pride for themselves and win this game. I'm on the Rays.
I think they lost 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. Sorry, 3 out of 4. I was trying to save face for the Rays. They're embarrassing.
Even worse.
Terrible. I mean, the A's are a team that they are set. If you get one hit on the A's, you are getting sold to another team ASAP. Like that's where the A's management is at this point. If you do one thing good, you're getting traded.
Tell me that the Rays aren't the modern day major league from the movies. The owner's taking away all their assets. She's trading all the players away that are any good, takes away the team playing, making them drive everywhere. They're still winning freaking ball games. They're a feel-good story. I'm rooting for them. They're trying to get a move.
Leading the league in average with runners in scoring position so far.
Yep.
460.
Back to the chat, guys. We got Bill Sportscar says DPP running into Wawa. I see. So that's what you keep going. Stop going to Wawa, man. Lucas Danley too. Yankees are buns. Thanks for that. We not.
There's guys going at me right now. They're going after the flag. They're going after the title, the first place team. Relax. It's the Yankees year.
Man in the back. What do we got? Giants, Guardians. Who do we have pitching in this matchup? We have Rodon and Plesac. Good outing for Plesac in his first one. 0 ERA over 5 innings. Rodon 1.8 over 5 innings in his debut. I'll start off with this one, guys. I'm actually going to go with the Guardians on the run line at plus 1.5 here, minus 125 odds. Surprisingly, Cleveland is 5-1 on the run line this year. And their opponent, the Giants, are 1-5. I'm gonna take the low-hanging fruit here, take the Guardians plus 1.5, and hope that my guy Quan stays hot. Alpha, how about you?
Guys, I've been riding the Guardians over train. Their offense has been unreal to start the year. They are putting up some insane offensive stats. Stephen Kwan has been absolutely unbelievable, and we know what the rest of the lineup can do. We know what their bullpen can do as well, and that's not a positive I'm talking about. Their bullpen can absolutely get shelled. I'm going to continue to ride the over train here, guys. It's currently at 7.5. It's pretty low because it's Rodon and Plesac. But if these lineups work these starters out of the game, there's tons of room for runs late in the bullpen. Give me the over. One of my best bets today. Joey, what you got?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same train of thought as you. I kind of like to, fade based on regression and progression. Both these starters had pretty good outings in their first game, but I like the over here. 7.5 is a little too low. The Giants play in a very pitcher-friendly ballpark in San Francisco. They like to get out of there so they can hit a little bit. I don't know what the weather's going to be like in this game, but I don't really like to cap on the weather anyway. But 7.5 is a little too low. I think both of these offenses are very capable of hitting the long ball. The Giants score a lot of their runs from home runs, and Plesac is a home run pitcher. That guy gave up a lot of home runs last season. I think he'll be better overall this year, but I think this is a bad matchup for him individually. I think the line is kind of saying the Giants being minus 150 on the road with how good the Guardians have been. But I think my only play on this game is either going to be the first 5 over or the full game over.
Love it. One thing before we go to Dead, Joe, question for you. How do you feel about the Giants as a team this year? I talk about this on the show every day. I feel like we could see a serious regression year out of this Giants team. What do you think about them this year?
I took their win total over 84.5. I don't think they were going to regress 25 wins from last year. I think they won 106 or 107 games. I don't think they're going to regress that much. They still have a really good starting rotation with Webb, DeSclafani, Rodon. They've got a lot of pieces, and they just hit home runs. I mean, they were like second in the league in home runs last year. They're still hitting homers this year. They're timely hitters. They're experienced. I think they're going to be fine. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, though, just because of the Dodgers in the NL West and how strong the league is. But I think they're going to get around 87, 88 wins.
I could see that for sure. I could definitely see that, but I don't see them hitting over the 100 mark like they did last year. I think the Dodgers also comfortably win at this year.
I don't see that. I don't see that either. I agree there.
Dead, what you got?
Yeah, I'm not a big no runs first inning guy, but I think in this spot it'll be solid. I lean towards an underplay with Plesac. I think he'll have a big bounce back season. And then Rodon, I mean, he was a guy who was in the Cy Young discussion a year ago. It's too juicy for me to lay that with the Giants on the road. Kind of talking about them, I bet their team total under on wins this year. I do think they'll regress big time. So I'm not high on this team this season. I mean, so far they've been playing good, but if you look at like their lineup when they played the Padres a few days ago, they do not have a good lineup, but they do figure out ways to win. They still have La Stella, Longoria on the IL. who will be back as the season goes on. But for me, I'm going to go. I'd say no runs is my strongest play in this game.
I like it. So the three of us are all on the under train in some form or another. Hefe, you joining us or fading us?
All right, said it. I'm on Guardians plus 1.5.
Fading us. Very good. Very good.
All right, moving on. What do we got? Cubs, Rockies, Joe's favorite game. The Cubs just won't stop winning. I don't know what else to say about it. Both these teams actually 4-2, overachieving. Today we got Stroman for the Cubs making his second debut. He was pretty solid in his first one. And we got Marquez for the Rockies. He pitched a good one, 7 innings, 1.2 ERA. Dead, we'll start off with you, man. Cubs, Rockies. Anything in this? Rockies usually pretty good at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the Rockies tonight, although they let me down a night ago. I like them to get it done offensively. They've been held down a little bit, but traditionally we know how good they hit at home. It is a really good pitching matchup, and it's a high total at 10. But, I mean, Marquez, I think he's more used to – obviously he's been there for a while, pitching in Colorado. For Stroman, it's a tough assignment to come in, especially at night after the Rockies really only had that one inning where they were productive last night. I know they had some threats, but they were shut out 8 of the 9 innings last night. So I think their offense wakes up tonight. They have a solid front there with, Connor Joe and Blackman, Bryant. They have a lot of pop early in that lineup. CJ Cron's been really good to start the year. I think Rogers will come along for this team as well. So offensively, I love them. I'm going to fade Stroman and the Cubs, who I think are due to regress. Like you guys said, they have been overachieving a lot on the young season.
I agree
Joe?
with you 100%.
Yeah, I'm rolling it right back to Rockies' first 5 money line here. Marquez has been really good at home throughout his career, one of the best pitchers ever in that park. Stroman, I think, was going to regress a little bit. He had a really good outing versus the Brewers in his first game of the year. I just think the Rockies are going to get going with the bats again this year. They always seem to play well with Marquez on the mound. I think they're going to hit early and often compared to what they did last night, where they kind of woke up after 4 innings. They had like 10 runners left on base in 5 innings last night. I mean, they just couldn't get the big hit. What I see with these games, some back and forth nights, is one night they usually don't get it done or they score like 10 runs. Then the next night, it's usually the opposite. Either they're getting the big hits or they don't come. I think the big hits are going to come tonight, so I'm rolling with the Rockies' first 5 money line.
Alf?
All right, guys, I'm going to keep it short. I don't have an actual play in this game. I was leaning the under, but looking into the advanced stats and everything, even the weather report has 10 miles per hour blowing out. I'm going to continue to stay off this game with so much better value, I believe, on the board, so I won't take up anyone's time.
I'm aligned with the guys. I love the Rockies tonight. Bounce back. Cubs. This has got to stop. The Cubs got to stop doing this. I like the Rockies at home. They're used to this. The Cubs aren't. I love the point that you made about Stroman. Marquez, he's built for this. He's pitched here so many times. Stroman's a new ballpark for him coming over from the Mets. I'm fading the Rockies bats here fading the Cubs bats here, to be honest with you. They can't stay hot. I love Suzuki. I got him at great odds to win Rookie of the Year for the NL at the beginning of the season. But he's got to also chill out for me because the Rockies need this one tonight. I think they get it done. I'm going to take the Rockies on the money line. Man in the back.
Before we head to the final game, we have comments in the chat asking if Joe has his max play for the day. Wait to best bets, guys. And Slam, they want a max from you as well. Slam, you'll have to hop in during best bet. So I see you there. Put a shirt on. Get dressed. Get ready. We're gonna need you on for a minute.
Yeah. Slam said his max play is Pirates alternate line -3. So book that.
Very good. Oh, he's giving us the fingers. I don't think it's that. Last game on the slate, man in the back. What we got? Astros, Mariners. Hefe, do what you do.
Astros, Mariners. First game of a 3-game series. Odorizzi going for the Astros. Gonzalez going for the Mariners. Gonzalez got absolutely torched in his first game. Didn't even make it out of 2 innings. Has a 9 ERA. The line is with the Astros at -120. I believe the Mariners have lost. Oh, no. I'm sorry. They lost 4 in a row before beating the White Sox yesterday. Alpha, we'll start with you. White Sox. I'm sorry, Mariners, Astros, anybody?
Anyone else feel like this line's off? I mean, Odorizzi's not a great pitcher, but he's been around long enough that you kind of know what to expect out of him. He is a veteran now, and Marco Gonzalez has been an absolute dumpster. 9 ERA, 4 whip. He gave up 6 hits in 2 innings, 3 home runs and 2 walks. That means out of 6 outs that he got, he also gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, included 3 home runs. He is prone to giving out the big run, the big inning. Because of that and the way the line is set up, I'm not touching it. It's just, it feels like Astros should be a minus 150 here, and they are not. So I'm not going to touch this line, especially with the pitching matchup. Joey, do you agree with me, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think this is one of the hardest games to cap on the day. The Astros, it almost looks too easy to back the Astros here.
100%.
I would kind of lean to the under 8. You're getting Marco Gonzalez off a start where he looked really bad, and then you're getting Odorizzi, who's an average pitcher. I would lean to the under here. I think this is going to be a 3-2 or 4-1 type game. If I had to give a side, I would lean to the Astros. The Astros are actually number 1 in the MLB right now in team ERA by a pretty wide margin. The Yankees are second. But the Astros team ERA they've been pitching. They just haven't really been hitting, which is not usually their MO. So I would lean to the under here and to the Astros, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing anything.
Joe, I got something before we move on here quickly. Joe, I know me and you discuss this all the time on the regular, but looking at the public betting percentage, do you have any numbers on that? I'm seeing 99% on
No.
Mariners. 99% on the Mariners early on the money line, which is very odd to me.
Really?
Yeah.
If that's the case, I would hit
That cannot be accurate. What? Why would 99% be on the Mariners?
It's so early. It's a later game. They probably don't have all the numbers calculated yet, but it just doesn't make sense. You would expect everyone to be in the Astros, and the spot. It's throwing me off here.
Yeah, the only thing that I could say to that is the Astros are 1-3 as a favorite against the run line so far this year. But that's odd. I got nothing on this game. This line is a little iffy, and these 2 teams are up and down. You can't get a read on either of these in the early part of the season. So this is a layoff spot for me. Dead, anything from you?
No, I'm with you. It's a layoff spot for me as well. I just don't see any value, honestly. The line to me says the Mariners, but I think the Astros are going to win, which will make me stay away. Maybe an Astros team total over because Gonzalez can be a gas can, as we know.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Okay,
well,
cool. I got my own screen.
You guys love this. Just wait for this. You guys I hate when Slam does that. Slam, stop.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to love the next part, though.
All right, guys. Well, that's all the games we got. But before we get everybody out of here, we have best bets.
Dad was just like, you know what? It's over. I'm out. But, boys, we have best bets. We have Cole to Trevino. No longer Higashioka. It's now Trevino after last night. But let's get into best bets. Cards Brewers under 8.5 is my favorite play today. My second best bet is going to be the Tigers money line. We didn't talk about that game. You get that at plus 112. We are riding them yet again. And then I have a money line parlay for you guys. Yankees money line, Blue Jays money line. Both should get it done easily. The Yankees absolutely own the Orioles. We will see that continue today. Let's go to Joe. What you got for us?
Yeah, my best bet for tonight, I talked about it a little earlier with Marquez. I'm going with Rockies first 5 money line at minus 116. I think Marquez is just going to shut that Cubs offense down. Cubs scored a lot in the first inning last night, only scored 2 the rest of the game. I think they're going to have cold bats. I think the Rockies come out strong and win the first 5 by a score of like 3-4-1.
Love it.
All right. I'll go next. I got the Rockies money line. Just like Joe said, I really love the Rockies today. A great bounce back spot and good value too. I'm gonna go with the Rays money line as my dog. Just another bounce back spot. I see the Rays stepping up today and getting this dub. And last, I'm gonna take the Guardians on the run line at plus 1.5. They're 5-1, and the team they're playing, the Giants, are 1-5 on the run line. So I just think it's a good analytical spot here. Unless Dead Prez appears in the next 3.
He's here. He's getting his camera set up. It takes him a second. I see him through the back screen. Give him just a minute.
Well, you know what? In that case, the Yankees are a great spot today for a freaking crappy Orioles freaking minor league team.
Yes.
Dead has lagged out.
Yes, he has. Yes.
Very good. Well, I promise you, if you watch back through the show, Dead gave a pick on every game. So they're all the best bets.
So just watch us again.
They're all best bets. Well, guys.
All right, Hefe, do what you do. Oh, whoa. I heard a boop. You know what the boop means if you've ever used the software. There we go.
Oh, Max, play time. Best bets, Prez. Best bets. You're on.
My phone, I don't know. It's just overheating. But, all right, my best bet, I'm going to go with the early game with the Sox. Starts in like 30 minutes. So give me the Red Sox money line minus 125. It's my best bet.
Awesome. Love
Love
that.
it.
Thank
Love
you,
it.
Dad. Thank you.
Wait, quick question. Somebody asked who the Blue Jays play today. 1 second here.
Yeah, they play
Oakland
the A's.
Play Oakland.
Oh,
Yeah, and we're slamming the Jays today.
Really like the Jays in an open parlay spot. I might have to do the AL East parlay, Yanks Jays.
There we go.
We got some comments really quick before we go out. Mexican Jew, dead stingy, didn't want to give out the locks. Jabin Shakur asked who the Blue Jays play. Josh Wells, no better way to start the weekend than with this crew. So much energy. I love y'all. Thank you. No, thank you, man. And thank you, Joe. Thank you, Dad. We appreciate you guys coming out today and doing the show with us. Like every Friday, we do guests on Off the Bat, so we hope to have you guys back again soon. Everybody out there, we'll be back on Off the Bat on Monday, but stay tuned. In a couple hours, we will have Off the Bounce, 2 humongous NBA playoff games, so make sure you guys tune in. Thank you for everybody who tuned into this one.